Okay, so let's see what's in here. I'm just going to start pulling some stuff out, see what jumps out. Yeah, I definitely didn't get these. Growing up, I was mostly Marvel. Kind of still am if you look at the stuff behind here. But I have, this is an early JLA number 174. Like I said, these are not in bags and boards. They're not in terrible condition, but it's definitely not mint. This is the Superstar Holiday Special. Very cool. Justice League number 175 with Red Tornado prominently on the cover. Oh, Reign of the Supermen. Something I know from my youth. Cyborg Superman. I really like the design on him. Oh, Matt Woods, if you're watching. Conan, number 97. Very cool cover, very vibrant. I really like that a lot. Okay, Dark Horse. Yeah, this is not a great copy. Catalyst, Agents of Change. So far, nothing huge jumping at me. Matt, I got another copy of Conan here for you. This one is number 95. I'm thinking that this may have belonged to one of my stepmother's brothers, one of my stepuncles. Clive Barker, Saint Sinner, number 5. This is not something I would have picked out as a kid. Oh, did find some in bags and boards here, though they've seen better days. Yeah, this is more of a recent one. Wolverine Captain America number 1. 2001 series. Captain America number 41. Cool cover. Another Clive Barker Saint Sinner numero uno with those 90s embossed foil goodness. You can tell these bags are really not good. Here's a Flash number 289. I'm guessing a lot of these are early Bronze Age. Digitech, the Ultimate Computer Warrior. Yeah, I don't know him either. By Andy Lanning, number 2. Digitech, the same Ultimate Computer Warrior, number 3, guest starring Deathlock. Kind of a cool cover. I don't know if that's Joe Jusko. I'll have to take a look into that. And it says it's from 1992. I kind of really don't know whose these belong to then, too, because the people I thought of were a little bit older than that. Okay, this is not a great copy. World's Finest, number 262. Like I said, it's a little beaten up. Malibu Comics, The Protector, number 13. Triumphant Comics, number 2, Dr. Chaos. So if you ever meet him, don't call him Mr. Chaos. He went to school for long enough. He's earned the right to be called Doctor. That's my bad joke for the video, though I can't promise that'll be the last one. Another from Triumphant Comics, The Chromium Man, number 7. Is that Chromium? Yes, okay. Heavy Hitters from Epic Comics, number 5, Law Dog. Kind of looks like Cable, but not as cool. I don't know. DC Comics presents Superman and the Spectre. This is number 29. Cool cover. Like the Spectre. Legion of Superheroes, number 259. Another very cool cover. Like Superman just kind of coming out there. He's upset about... Oh, it's that Superboy. And he's upset. Legion of Superheroes, number 261. Superman, number 345. Ooh, this one is not in good shape at all. You can see it's separating from the back there. Here's one I do know from my youth, The Max. number 2. So this was one of my favorite titles in the 90s. I loved the Sam Keith artwork. I remember sending away for, they had a cassette tape of the first couple of volumes of the series with voice acting and everything. It was very cool. And of course, everybody remembers the MTV Liquid Television late night TV series. Archer and Armstrong from Valiant Comics, number 14. Heavy Hitters Untamed, number 2 from Marvel's Epic line. Archer and Armstrong, number 18. I don't know who these are. I've never read Archer and Armstrong, to be honest with you, but that's a cool cover. The Michelangelo type of cover. Death Watch 2000, number 2, Armor. Death Watch 2000, Continuity Comics, number 10, Megalith. I vaguely remember just the title Death Watch 2000. I couldn't tell you much more past that. All right, I'm gonna try to speed these up just a little bit. Ooh, something is really badly beat up here, unfortunately. Action Comics, number 494. Here is the beat up one. Hanna-Barbera, Scooby-Doo. I don't even know what number this is because the number is torn off. Number 28. Yeah, like I said, that one was not taken good care of at all. Marvel Frontier Comics. Never heard of that. 404, Children of the Voyager. Kind of looks like Lobo to me. Not familiar. Here we go. I know this one. Dark Horse, Barbed Wire, number 1. Anything I know about that comic was it launched a god-awful Pamela Anderson movie somewhere in the 90s. Here's a cool one. This one is something I would definitely add to my collection. The Savage She-Hulk, number 22. Soon to be the star of her very own Disney Plus series. The Flash, number 294. Cyberspace 3000, number 3. Is that Galactus back there? Yes, Galactus. In a very 90s looking cover. Early 90s. Knights of Pendragon, number 15. I think I have a few of these in my collection, but I couldn't tell you much more about it past that. Oh, here we go. Frankenstein, Book of the Dead, number 1, with, this guy is familiar to everybody, Man-Thing. Can't see who the art is on that. I'm not familiar. Superman, Man of Steel, number 22. This was my favorite of the 4 Superman. Steel. This is just a drawing of the number 3. Avengers, number 375, with the Black Knight and that guy. Avengers West Coast, number 102. This one I think I do have in my collection, but there you go. U.S. Agent and Captain America. The Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix, number 1. I definitely know this title very, very well. Zatanna. Doesn't look like the Zatanna that I know. I don't know. Number 3. This one I do remember. Mike Grell, Shaman's Tears, number 2 from Image Comics. I didn't know who Mike Grell was when I started collecting. I was, again, very, very young when I started that. I remember really liking that title. Here's another one for you, Matt Woods. Conan the Barbarian, number 265. Starting to get a little bit of Conan in the collection. By the way, I keep saying Matt Woods, Matt Woods. Matt Woods is a YouTube friend. Met him through Reggie Collects. I'll put a link down to his channel. I've linked him before, but if you want to check out some great content, Matt's one of my go-to guys, and especially if you like Conan. Epic Comics. terrorists. That's not terrorist. It's like terror artists. The cover's kind of cool. Looks a little bit like Noto, but not as skilled. Definitely some issues with the anatomy. Black Axe, number 2. Green Lantern Mosaic, number 13. Looks like he's taking on a Ku Klux Klan man there. Okay. Deathmate Prologue. I don't know if you call them Deathmate Silver. I have a couple of Deathmates. I can't tell you what they're about. I remember trying to read them as a kid and just I couldn't get through it. Sorry, I didn't get it. Jack Kirby's Secret City Saga, number 2 of 4. Okay, and we have... Uh-oh. Somebody's missing their back cover. We'll find out who that is. Life with Archie, number 105. Beat up, but intact. Josie and the Pussycats, number 80. Out of the Vortex. I've never heard of this one. From Dark Horse Comics. Numero uno. Superman, starring in Action Comics, number 502. Her first limited series, Spider-Woman, number 3. The Brave and the Bold, starring Batman and Kamandi, number 157. Brave and the Bold, number 156, starring Batman and Dr. Fate. I don't know why, I always liked that Dr. Fate character. I think this is right before he was called Fate. Batman, number 316. Oh, with the crazy quilt. I think he's supposed to be in the new Suicide Squad film. I could be wrong. I paused for a minute to grab this one. This is a program. This is very cool. From Comic Fest 1993 in Philadelphia. This was the first really big con I went to. I remember my dad and I drove down. Well, my dad drove. I was only like, I don't even know how old at that time. So about 13 at the time. Yes, this was our first big con, and this was, oh wow. So just flipping through, I guess, some of the things that were happening in 93. You've got some, I remember Defiant. Jim Shooter's Company was a big launch there. I have a couple World of Slime books. X-Men Premier Edition cards from 1994. And here we go. We're talking about some stuff coming from Marvel, and you've got, again, Carnage was just coming out at that time, as well as the Executioner, which was one of my favorite characters I've spoken about in the past. Fortunately, I don't think he's really ever gotten the big kind of push or spotlight, I should say. What's kind of cool is I when I was a kid, we didn't do any of the signings or anything like that. I didn't know better, and my dad didn't really want to wait, but apparently there was Neil Adams here, Harlan Ellison, Joe Jusko, Peter Laird, David Latham, Eric Larson, Scott McCloud, Todd McFarlane, George Perez, John Romita Sr., John Romita Jr., Jim Shooter, of course. Talking about, of course, in this as well, Fatal Attractions and the Resurrection of Superman. And yeah, this was, I think this was a Wizard-centric event, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to see. Wow. Take a look at this. Sean and Elon. In the back of this Comic Fest retail listing, this is my LCS, which I featured here before. Fat Moose Comics in their original location at the Morris County Mall, which is no longer there. Time Warp is also noted in here too. They've been around a while. Yeah, very cool. Blast from the past. All right, let's get back to the floppies. Detective Comics, 488. Brave and the Bold, Batman and Wonder Woman, number 158. World's Finest, number 260. That's pretty, a lot of content for $1, huh? Gambit in his limited series, number 4. Gambit number 3. I remember that series very well. Gambit number 2. I have this series already. I'm wondering if number 1 is in here as well. Green Arrow, The Wonder Years with Mike Grell, number 4. Very cool cover. I like that a lot. Avengers JLA 404. Very cool. Superman holding both Captain America's shield and Thor's hammer. Marvel's Frontier Comics number 104. Immortalis. Just remember, kids, the 90s was not only a time when they had foil covers and embossed covers, but also when we made up words. The New Warriors Annual, and I guess they were trying to fit as many guest stars as they could in this, because I see Archangel, Spider-Man, Dagger. Was that? Yeah, Darkhawk is in there. I don't think he was a New Warrior. I don't know who that guy in the background is either. Robin, number 6. DC Comics presents Superman and Green Arrow, number 20. I like these old school DC covers. I didn't read a whole lot of DC growing up, as I said earlier, but that's very cool. Alright, and this is a frightening cover that I will not be able to go to sleep now. Saint Sinner, number 6. Yeah. This one is beat to hell out of a lot of spine text. I have this in the collection already, but it's very weathered. This one, at least with this copy, I should say, is very weathered. Reign of the Superman, The Adventures of Superman, number 501. This is the one with Superboy, the clone. Archie's Pals and Gals, number 124. And I have just the cover. That's disappointing. Of Reggie with 2 G's, not like Reggie Collects with who only has 1 G. Reggie and Me, number 46. Again, it's just the cover. Maybe I'll put this aside. Oh, hold on. Is this the rest of the book? Yep. Here it is. That's a shame. I don't like running into destroyed comics like that. Oh, here's a receipt. Somebody went to Costco. Okay. The things you find while you're in your hunt. Comics Greatest World, Dark Horse Comics, Division 13. I'm not familiar with this one. It's a cool title. I gotta admit, there's a couple of the Dark Horse comics that made me stop, because if you look at the back of it, this terrible ad, it made me think maybe somebody took a marker to it. I know, just me. Here's a cool one. The Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 75. Now here's one that might actually, I don't know, I gotta check it out. I certainly know the cover. This is probably a reprint. Oh. Marvel premiere featuring the astonishing Ant-Man number 47. I don't know if this is a reprint. I'm not familiar, but now looking at this, I could tell that this was one of my stepmother's brother's comics because he wrote his name on the front page. So that might not be a good thing in that case. But I'm gonna put this one aside regardless. Heavy Hitters Untamed, number 1. Marvel's Epic line. This one is cool. Space War, number 31. I know nothing about Space War, but very cool. Look, very kind of classic sci-fi-ish. Night Stalkers, number 11. This has got to be a mixed collection because, yes, I saw my stepmother's brother's name in it, and I know that he was definitely older and not collecting comics by this point. Super Soldiers, number 7. I don't think that there's any relation to Captain America. Here's one definitely I need for my collection. Very happy to see this one. Marvel Comics Presents, number 148. Very cool cover with Black Panther and Sabretooth. As I've mentioned before, I'm trying to complete a run on Marvel Comics Presents Volume 1, so that brings me that much closer, and I could tell I'm not really familiar with that cover at all, so I'm assuming I don't have it. Green Arrow, number 77. I like that cover a lot, too. That was during the Mike Grell run. JLA Avengers, number 1. Here is an ash can of ForceWorks. Marvel's answer to Youngblood and Wildcats and all the Image 90s goodness. Superman, number 346. Who knew Superman breathed fire? I didn't know that. This is a beat-up copy of Action Comics, number 515. Secret Origins, number 6. Okay, here is a comic without a cover. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, number 27. And again, no cover to it. Is this? Oh, here's the cover. And here's a comic without a cover. Laugh, number 238. No front cover, no back cover. Oh well. Definitely some 90s comic. Yeah, goodness. Again, The Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix. This was the conclusion, number 4. And here, JLA Avengers number 3. I think that there's a complete set of JLA Avengers now, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe we didn't get number 2 yet, too. But we'll see. Clive Barker's Saint Sinner, number 2. And here is a very good copy of Gambit number 1 from the limited series. A little bit of light scratches on the cover, but no color breaking. Considering it's not in a bag and board at all, that's pretty surprising. Put this aside. Star Blast. I don't know this one. Number 3. With Quasar, who's a Marvel character I have never cared for whatsoever. Star Blast, number 2. Looks like Quasar fighting the Gladiator from the Shi'ar Empire. Star Blast, number 4. With a villain by the name of Skeletron. Because Skeletor would have been too much of a copyright infringement. We'll just change the R to an N. Oh, and here we go, of course. Star Blast. Number 1, I see Namor in here. Adam Warlock. And I think that's the Thing. And again, you could tell this was in the 90s. Namor's got the old school grape smuggler on. Little Archie. Number 124. Here is a surprisingly, I was going to say surprisingly good copy. The back is not very good. And in fact, now looking at it more, the color's kind of faded. Spider-Woman, number 20. Still cool. Archer and Armstrong, number 17. Richie Rich and the Cadbury, the Perfect Butler. For those of you who might be a little bit older than me, I do remember Richie Rich. I vaguely remember Cadbury, but my question is, what came first, Cadbury the Butler or the chocolate eggs? The delicious chocolate eggs. Justice League Adventures, number 18. Here's one I definitely know. Daredevil, the Man Without Fear, number 3. If you remember, thinking back, I did have number 1 in that series from my dad, and that cover was very beat up and ticked and whatnot. But there's the other part of it. The Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix, number 3. We're almost at the end. Superman starring in Action Comics, number 504. Superboy, I think I actually may have this one. Number 1. Happy 16th birthday, Superboy. Superman, number 341. Just to, you want to see how much different of a world this was when this book was out. The back of it, you've got an ad for a toy BB gun. You put that on a book now, forget it, it'll be recalled before it even hits the print. DC Comics presents Superman and Supergirl together against the menace called Mongul. Here's a very beat up copy of Wacky Witch, and another one of my stepmother's brothers has signed his name to the front cover of that. Edgar Rice Burroughs' Tarzan, number 6. Tarzan if you want to say the name right, but why would we? Oh, this is a very cool cover. Flash, number 281, with the Nega Flash. I think he's called Nega Flash. I don't go too deep with Flash, but I guess now I have some Flashes in the collection. Dollar Comics, The Flash. And I don't see a number on it. It just says it's from 1978, before I was born. We're nearing the end. Oh, and this is a bent copy of The Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix, number 2. Bionicle, number 1. Bionicle, number 3. Both beat up. I'm wondering if these were like a giveaway with Legos. That would make sense. Probably my brothers then. The Amazing Spider-Man, number 420. This one I need. Apparently, X-Man from the Age of Apocalypse had a guest appearance in that. I didn't even know who was in that. The Official Handbook of the Marvel Universe, Spider-Man, number 2004. So we're getting more current. And the last of the floppies is Spider-Man Dr. Octopus Out of Reach, number 1. There is 2 more floppies. Bionicle, number 8. This one I've never heard of. This is from Fleetway Quality. The Hunt for Black Widow, number 1, and it looks like Judge Dredd is on the cover of this, actually. That is Judge Dredd. I gotta look that up. That looks interesting to me. Pretty good shape, actually. There is one more trade paperback I found, and it's got a sticker on it. Ultimate X-Men, Volume 1. So, yeah, this seems to be a mix. I think a lot of these were my younger brothers. You could tell those are the more recent ones. And the Ultimate trade backs I definitely gave to him. And most likely those Bionicles. A lot of these also seem to be from my stepmother's brothers. I'm thinking maybe they gave them to my father at some point because I know that when I first met them, which was around this time, actually early 90s, 1993 or so, a few of them did give me some of their older comics. They knew I was into comics. They probably gave these to my dad, and my dad probably put them aside and forgot about them until he's been clearing things out. But there's definitely a couple things in here I definitely want to check out. Well, no, a lot of comics that were beat up. Um, I don't know really. Some of these, a lot of these, especially the DCs, I'm not as familiar with. Uh, definitely want to check out that Ant-Man one, that Marvel premiere. I'm hoping that the signature in it or the writing in it is just in pencil, could be cleaned off. I don't know if it can be cleaned off. You tell me. But what did you think of this haul? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, of course, thumbs up. They're always appreciated. Share this video, please, please, please. And better yet, if you're not subscribed to this video, subscribe to this channel, go ahead and subscribe. I was kind of shocked. You get to look at the analytics, and it looks like there's more people who are unsubscribed who watch the videos than subscribed, which is cool. You can still come and watch. But you know what? Why not go ahead and check out the content? I promise you, you will not regret it, and it won't cost you anything. That being said, that was a lot to go through. I'm certainly going to check through these and see if there's really anything notable in here. If anything jumped out to you, let me know in the comments as well. I may have just said that already. I'm kind of tired. It's kind of late. Thank you again for checking my channel out. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your week. Thanks again. Peace, love, and comics. Good night.